Okay, this is the full story, as abbreviated as I can, of everything that went down between me and my former employer, Del Valle High School of Del Valle ISD. So essentially what happened was there was an incident that happened at school between myself and a group of students that was very upsetting and scary for me. And I reported it to HR, and it just all went wrong from there. So this incident happened towards the end of the school year, and just for some context, it's been a pretty traumatic school year for me, and I think many other educators. Just extreme lack of support, lack of resources, and my school in particular has really struggled with safety and security issues this year. Guns being brought on campus, violent fights, kids being very aggressive towards each other and towards teachers. So it's been, a rough time for me and my anxiety personally, and I've spent a lot of this school year just very anxious and feeling like I'm in a fight or flight mode. So I was assigned to proctor an AP exam, and unfortunately was in a bad location in the school, and students in the surrounding area were being incredibly disruptive, like banging on the walls, screaming, cussing, fighting, etc. So I text message one of our APs, assistant principals, for some backup, asked her to send security. None ever came. So about 30 minutes later, when I had a bathroom break, I went out and tried to redirect these students, and, was calm, respectful, to the point. Was just like, hey, y'all need to move from here, go to the cafeteria or go. I gave them options of where they could go spend their lunchtime. To my surprise, they were like incredibly hostile off the bat. Cussing at me, getting in my physical space, just getting really aggressive with me. And I didn't know these students at all. So I walked away as it escalated, and I saw another AP approaching. So I just was like, all right, they got it. This is not my job. So about another 45 minutes goes by, and the test disruptions have gone, exponentially worse, like beyond distracting. And, these kids are taking an AP exam. So again, I requested some backup. None came. I kind of poked my head out of the test site trying to look for an administrator or a security guard. None to be seen. So again, when I had a bathroom break, I went out and was like, I'm going to try to redirect them again. It was the same group of students plus probably another 10, 15 more. So, I already knew that they weren't in class. They weren't where they were supposed to be. Lunch was over. And they were just very worked up, wound up at this point. So I knew they were going to be challenging. So I kind of just went into it like, hey guys, me again. Like, just need y'all to move. Like, we really need it to be quiet for the testing out here. Like, I know that's annoying of me to ask. Just please, y'all got to go. I've asked you this already. So this time their response is like even more hostile. There's, more students there. They are extremely aggressive. One student starts threatening to hit me. And she did physically swing at me. Thankfully, her friend stood between us and held her back. And yeah, these kids were just cussing me out like, fuck you, bitch, you white hoe. Get the fuck away from me. Just crazy, crazy shit that nobody should be saying to anybody, let alone students to a teacher. So again, not a security to be found, not an admin to be found. A few minutes into this exchange, an AP finally walks up, witnesses these students threatening me, cussing at me, calling me names, does nothing. She's literally just like, okay, guys, let's get to class. So I looked at her with nearly tears in my eyes, please, you need to help me get these kids out of here. But I could feel myself getting upset. So I walked away. As I'm walking away, a smaller group of students is following me, and they're, probably 3 feet behind me, and they're just taunting me. They're like, who is that fucking bitch? What the fuck? Fucking white bitch. She's probably a fucking Trump supporter. And so normally I just ignore that dumb shit, but I was not thinking clearly. I was upset. I was worked up. And so I turned around a little, I was a little aggressive, and I was like, what did you say? Shouldn't have done it. Normally don't do that, but again. So they were like, what the fuck? Don't talk to us like that. You can't fucking talk to kids like that. These fucking teachers, like... So again, I'm like, fuck these kids. I'm gonna walk away. Again, I try to go to my classroom. As I'm walking my classroom, another different group of students starts following me, taunting me, saying, you can't talk to kids that way. You're gonna get fired. We're gonna get you fucking fired. This is your last day at Del Valle. Like, laughing at me, taunting me, trying to ignore it. I'm walking to my classroom. Right before I can walk into my classroom, two girls come up to me and accost me. They're filming me, like, phone in hand, and being like, who are you? We're gonna get you fired. What is your name? Who are you? Also, this girl has her mom on speakerphone, and her mom's like cussing. She's saying she's gonna come up to the school and fuck me up. All this crazy shit. I'm literally like... So thankfully, as this was happening, another teacher who I'm homies with came, and she witnessed this happening, and she was like, what the fuck is going on? And she stood between me and this girl, and I'm just like at my wit's end at this point. If you know me, I'm also a big crybaby, so I was tearing up, like the tears were welling up. This girl's filming me, mocking me, going, "Aw, are you crying? Aw." Like, I just lost it at that point, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out, I'm going home, grabbed my purse, literally left, like, was done. I emailed my principal, I was like, I'm leaving, my kids are with the sub, like, I can't deal with this, I got attacked. So yeah, that was the incident.